Is EFT in competition with or in cahoots with non-duality, Tom Kearin, Abraham-Hicks, Neville Goddard, A Course in Miracles, Reiki, or other modalities? Hello, gorgeous souls, creators, legends of our little blue planet. Welcome, welcome. I'm Danielle DuBois, and this is the EFT studio. I'm so glad that you are here. Okay, my sweets, I have had some rather brilliant questions recently regarding EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or, tapping, versus non-duality teachings versus Abraham-Hicks, Tom Kearin's, Neville Goddard, A Course in Miracles, Reiki, and so on and so on. So let's settle this clearly, shall we? EFT is not about fixing what is broken, because babes, you are not broken, not in the slightest. EFT is about regulating the nervous system so clarity, peace, and insight can stabilize. I am a nervous system embodiment guide. I translate non-dual truth into lived regulation. Yeah, so what the heck does that mean? All right, let me explain this through some key questions. Is EFT necessary if we are already whole? From an absolute perspective, no, not at all. Non-duality teaches there is nothing to fix. There is no separate self. You are already what you seek. Tom Kearin speaks beautifully from that level of absolute truth, and I agree. But here's what I also know. Most humans live in highly activated nervous systems. Trauma, conditioning, chronic stress, identity imprinting. These override insight. So then where does Abraham-Hicks, for example, fit into this? Well, Abraham teaches vibrational law. Like attracts like. Reach for the next better feeling thought. Get into alignment. Enter the vortex. And I want to say this clearly and respectfully. Their teachings are powerful. Since 2006, when I was first introduced to them, I have invested deeply into their works, the workshops, the programs, even a cruise. And yet for years, I have found myself asking, why isn't this landing for me the way it seems to for others? It wasn't the teaching. It was my nervous system. And if your system is dysregulated, the body is signaling threat. It's not feeling safe. And when the body signals threat, you cannot simply think your way into a higher vibration. In this case, physiology overrides philosophy. You may understand alignment intellectually, but you cannot access it somatically. That is not failure. That, my friends, is biology. Now, where does Neville Goddard fit into this? Well, Neville taught imaginal causation. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, live from the end. And those are great suggestions, but here's the key. You must be able to feel it. If your nervous system is contracted, anxious, or holding unresolved trauma, the imagination does not stabilize. The imagining actually becomes effort. It becomes performance. And again, not wrong, just incomplete without regulation. And this is where, EFT enters the picture. EFT regulates the amygdala. It signals safety to the body. It reduces stress chemistry, and it restores vagal tone. So when the body feels safe, alignment becomes accessible. Abraham can then land. Neville Goddard's teachings feel natural. Then non-dual recognition stabilizes. EFT is not replacing truth. It is removing resistance to it. So then, Danielle, What about Tom Kearin saying we don't need processes? Tom speaks from absolute truth, and I share this. Tom's teachings are fantastic. I have mentioned him in several of my videos. I watch his videos every day. What he offers is powerful and amazing, and I love his stuff. And this is important. I have done countless rounds of EFT on myself in order to get my nervous system into a position where those teachings can finally land and can actually make a glorious difference in my life. From Tom's teachings, that level of absolute truth, nothing is required as it relates to process. And yet, even A Course in Miracles offers 365 lessons. Processes are not required for truth, but they are often required for readiness. Now, that's not spiritual weakness, it's nervous system reality. The Reiki versus EFT pops up frequently because, hello, I am a Reiki master teacher. Now, Reiki is beautiful. It's supportive, subtle. It is often passive. EFT is active participation, cognitive and somatic integration, immediately self-applicable, and it is measurable. Reiki can support balance and relaxation. EFT empowers conscious regulation, and that allows for energetic balance, with the result often being a relaxed body and mind. You know what this is like. It's 10 or 11 o'clock at night. You've had an incredibly long day. You may be ruminating over that long day, the stuff that came up, the confrontations, the exhaustion, the stress. EFT to the rescue, babes. You can tap. In other words, autonomy matters. And that's what EFT offers, is that you can do this to and for yourself. Now, regarding the integration framework, here is how I hold it. Level 1 is absolute truth. It's non-duality. It is Tom Kearin's amazing teachings. It's A Course in Miracles. You are already whole. Level 2 is vibrational and imaginal law. Think Abraham-Hicks, Neville Goddard, alignment, assumption, feeling state creation. Level 3 is the nervous system regulation. This is EFT as an embodied bridge. Realization can be instantaneous. Stabilization is often gradual. Now, let's bring all of this together. None of these teachings are in conflict. Let me say that again. None of these teachings are in conflict. They simply operate at different levels. Truth does not require processes. Humans often do. If you have been listening to Abraham for years and nothing has shifted, if you have imagined the wish fulfilled, but it feels hollow, if you understand non-duality but cannot stabilize in peace, it may not be your mindset. It could very well be a reflection of where your nervous system is. Here's the good part. That is not a flaw. That is highly valuable information. EFT may indeed be the embodied key, the magic key that allows these teachings to finally land for you, not instead of them, not against them, but in cahoots with them. My dear hearts, thank you for joining me for this. I trust this gives you clarity. Certainly, if you have any questions or you would like to know more about working with me one-on-one or in a group, and certainly for the really serious person, I do offer a full day immersion, just one-on-one, you and me for the full day. And we can move some big mountains with that one. It's a deep dive. Please feel free to email me at Danielle@theeftstudio.ca. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos. The more we regulate, the more we embody kindness and clarity in the world. And that, my loves, whew, goes a long way to healing yourself, ourselves, the planet. All right. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.